like you to meet Margaret.
Nice to meet you, Margaret.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Young.
Time sure does fly, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Tom Hanks and Robin Wright reunite with their Forrest Gump director Robert Zemeckis in Here, one of a few new movies I'll be reviewing this week on CJ at the Movies, along with a documentary on Bruce Springsteen and Steve McQueen's latest World War II drama. I'm Christopher Zweig. Let's take a look. It's supposed to take place in the same area, in the same spot, in the same house, where different characters in different time periods occupy it, so it could have the potential to be a Zemeckis comeback, but unfortunately it isn't because a lot of the stories that take place either have no point or very little payoff. Among the occupants in the house, Hanks and Wright have been de-aged as a couple. Paul Bettany and Kelly Reilly play Hanks' parents, one of them drunker than the other, and Michelle Dockery plays a cynical and snooty pilot's wife, and they all have their conflicts within.
This was our home. We lived here.
As you're watching here, you have to be amazed at the production designs of the living room, and obviously they have to be filmed on different sets or the camera angles positioned in the same spot, but you also have to be disappointed with how the story gets upstaged by them. The key to a perfect Robert Zemeckis drama is to allow us to acknowledge why his characters are worth understanding and what he wants the audience to take from them. But most of the time in here, they just come and go, some of them less than others. So come on, Zemeckis, find your comeback hit. Our next movie is Hangdog, an indie comedy with Desmin, Borges, and Kelly O'Sullivan as a couple who moved to Portland, Maine following a near tragedy, and they love their dog Tony. The guy has anxiety and can barely find his happiness in his new environment, while the woman asks him to marry him, which leaves him conflicted.
You're gonna live a really long life, aren't you, baby?
What?
I'm sure you're gonna be okay while I'm gone. It's your first time alone with Tony.
I can handle the damn dog.
When she goes to New York for a job opportunity, he must look after their dog, but when he leaves him at a pole to get some weed, Tony gets stolen and he goes to great lengths to find him without telling his girlfriend.
Wait! He robbed me and then pulled a gun on me.
It's not a gun, it's my mom's pepper spray.
Well, that's definitely not cool. Not cool.
Hangdog isn't a perfect movie regarding its pacing, which isn't all that consistent, but it is a good one that likes to talk about the guy's negativity as well as his commitment to finding the dog. Borges and O'Sullivan are both entertaining within their chemistry, and I like the way the film uses Barbara Rosenblatt as their wisecracking new neighbor. Losing dogs is no laughing matter, but this movie at least wants to liven things up a bit. Now here's something that will really liven you up. It's called Road Diary, a made-for-Disney Plus and Hulu doc about Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band on their current music tour. We see the high spirits within Springsteen, his wife, and the remaining E Street Band members as they perform during rehearsal and on stage. We also hear some insights from the band about how Springsteen was able to keep the music spirit alive. You know, back in the 70s when he became a music legend. We also hear how his wife was diagnosed with multiple myeloma and must be careful what she does and where she performs. And what's further proof of the film's heart is the insight we hear from his fans.
I grew up with Bruce, and he was the most introverted guy you'd ever met in your life. To go from that to like the world's greatest entertainer, it blows my mind.
He's the maestro.
Road Diary celebrates the singer and the people around him. As a New Jersey resident, it's easy for me to feel the vibe and magic of Springsteen and his impact in the music industry, as well as other people, but even if I lived in New York, Chicago, or San Francisco, it still wouldn't make any difference. And given its heart, music, and high spirits, this is a must for any Springsteen fan. Next up, Blitz, the latest movie from Steve McQueen and taking place during the Blitz during World War II. It tells the story of a British boy named George, played by newcomer Elliot Heffernan, whose mother, Saoirse Ronan, is white and whose father, whom he never met, is black. To keep their children safe, they must take the train to the countryside, and despite the courageous influence that his mother and grandfather have given to him, he acts like a brat towards his mother as he leaves. Realizing the error of his ways, he jumps off the train and makes his way home, never dreaming he would deal with Pinocchio-like adventures regarding boys and thieves, and sometimes racial issues.
My mom sent me away.
She did it to keep you safe.
What's most enjoyable about the film is the cinematography by Yorick Lee Soo, who captures the scope of the planes dropping bombs and the fears brought on to people. There's lights in the sky, there's people trying to seek shelter in the underground tunnels, and even that gets flooded thanks to the bombs. McQueen assembles the right people to make Blitz look great, but the problem with the film is that it switches the past and present around so often that unless you pay attention, it's hard to stay completely focused. And the story needs a better child protagonist who needs to cut back on the dispositions. There's nothing wrong with Heffernan's performance, and he's believable, but his character needs to work on a few things. This is a well-meaning and gorgeous-looking but misguided entry from McQueen. And our last movie is Memoir of a Snail, the latest stop-motion feature from Australian animator Adam Elliot, who bases the story on his life and creates characters worthy of his name. They happen to be two strange twins named Grace and Gilbert, who are the children of a washed-out French juggler, and when he passes away, they're both sent to separate foster homes. As they get older, Grace, voiced by Snook, struggles to find kind people in her life, especially with her lip deformity, while Gilbert, voiced by Kodi Smit-McPhee, in his first stop-motion feature since Paranorman, deals with the struggles and homophobia of his religious family.
I believed in glasses half full and silver linings. Life was fleeting, but so precious.
Bravo!
You know stop-motion animation is maturing if we get snail semen, a judge being canned for masturbating, and a broken middle finger. You know, all these elements that qualify Memoir of a Snail to be R-rated, and you're absolutely right about that. But it's also a poignant gem about tragedy in a girl's life, how she struggles to find kindness, and the reunion of her brother. This is the part where you're probably asking me, why would I see a sad movie about a sad girl? Because it's about the humanity within, and the animation by Elliot merges quite well with it. Recapping the new movies I reviewed this week: thumbs down for Here, thumbs up for Hangdog, thumbs way up for Road Diary, thumbs down for Blitz, and thumbs way up for Memoir of a Snail. Well, those are the new movies I'm reviewing this week. I'm Christopher Zweig. Stay safe, and I'll see you at the movies. For more amazing content, please like and subscribe to my channels, and please read my reviews at cjatthemovies.com and download the new HD Radio app.